Job 2, transcribe me, and specifically their legal transcription team. Now, you can stand out by passing the general entrance exam with high accuracy. This is your ticket to everything else. Now, study before you take it. And once you are on the platform, treat customer interaction and want to do it completely on their own terms. From
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work. Want to be a part of it? Listen up. Hello. My
Okay, welcome, Leo. How are you? Happy birthday to you.
Hi Leo, how are you guys? Welcome to my channel, welcome to Mary Tarot. We're going to do your reading, Leo. I almost did not record this video, I want you to know that. I sat with this message for a while before I pressed record because of how precise it was, how unusually detailed. In all my time doing this work, readings tend to come through in themes, in feelings, in broad energetic impressions that I then translate into language. But this one came through differently. It came through like a letter, like someone on the other side sat down, chose every word carefully, and said, make sure they hear this exactly as I am saying it. That has never happened to me quite like this before, and the fact that you are here right now watching this tells me you are the person this letter was written for. So let me deliver it. Word by word, layer by layer, exactly as it was given to me. The first thing that came through was a single word. It arrived before anything else, like a title at the top of the page. Recognized. Not recognition in the way the world uses it, not fame or applause or public acknowledgement, something deeper than that. The message is that you are about to be recognized by life itself. Recognized by the very force that has been orchestrating your path from the beginning. What this means is that there has been an imbalance between what you have given and what you have received. And that imbalance is being corrected, not slowly, not harshly, fully. You have been pouring into situations, into people, into dreams, into work, and the return has not matched the investment. You have noticed this, and you have continued pouring anyway. That faithfulness has been recorded. And the correction that is coming carries a specificity that I find remarkable. It is not a general blessing. It is a precise response to a precise need you carry right now, one you may not have even spoken out loud. Here is where the message became unusually detailed and where I need you to listen carefully. There is something you almost gave up on, not something trivial, something that matters to you at the deepest level, something woven into your identity, something that when you think about it in quiet moments, it produces both longing and ache in equal measure. You almost released it. You almost made peace with the idea that it was not meant for you. You came dangerously close to accepting a smaller version of your life, not because you wanted to, but because the waiting had worn you down and you mistook exhaustion for a sign. It was not a sign, it was a test of endurance, and you passed. The fact that some small flame inside you still flickers when you think about that thing, that flicker is not nostalgia, it is prophecy. It is the part of you that knows what your mind has been too tired to believe. I want to unpack what recognized by life means in practical terms, because this is not abstract. When life recognizes you, circumstances begin to rearrange themselves around your favor without you forcing them. Doors you did not knock on swing open, people you did not contact reach out, resources you did not chase appear in your path. It looks like coincidence to the outside observer, but you will know it is not coincidence because the specificity will be too precise to be random. The exact amount you needed, the exact connection you were missing, the exact words you needed to hear from the exact person who needed to say them. That is the level of detail operating in your life right now, and it is why I said this message is unlike anything I have encountered before. The universe is not sending you a general care package. It is sending you a custom delivery assembled with your name on every piece. Now let me share the second layer of what came through, because this message had layers, almost like peeling back the pages of a sealed envelope one at a time. The second layer was about timing. Specifically, the message conveyed that you have been operating under a false assumption about your own timeline. You have believed, perhaps unconsciously, that you are behind schedule, behind where you should be, behind the people around you who seem to be moving faster, arriving sooner, achieving more visibly. This belief has been a quiet poison, not dramatic enough to notice on most days, but present enough to color your experience with a faint shade of inadequacy. The message I received directly contradicts this belief. You are not behind. You are precisely on time. And the reason your journey has taken the shape it has taken is because what is being built for you requires a deeper foundation than what is being built for most people. A shallow foundation goes up fast. A deep one takes longer but holds more weight. What you are about to carry requires the deep kind, and it is finally ready. There is something I need to address about isolation because it came through strongly and with unmistakable emphasis.
Growing facial hair after menopause, this is the easiest way to remove it.
If you're over 50 and you're not dermal cleaning, you're making a big mistake. You can get rid of fine lines.
You have felt alone in this. Not alone in the sense of having no one around you, but alone in the sense that nobody fully understood what you were going through. You could not explain it. The words were not there. When people asked how you were doing, you said fine because the truth was too complex and too interior to hand to someone in casual conversation. You were experiencing something that had no easy name, a transformation that was happening beneath the surface of your daily life while everything on top looked normal. That isolation was not purposeless. It was creating something inside you, a self-reliance, a depth of inner knowing, a relationship with your own spirit that could not have formed in a crowd. You were being given a private education in trust in yourself, trust in your path, trust in the timing that seems so cruel, but was actually so precise. That education is now complete and the season of isolation is ending. What replaces it is connection, but a different quality of connection than you have known before. Connections that meet you at the depth you now operate from, not the surface level that used to be all that was available. I received many messages and impressions in this work, and the people who find their way to Mary Tarot are often at a very specific point in their journey, a turning point they can sense, but not yet see. You are at that turning point right now. You are standing at the exact coordinates where your past effort and your future reward meet. It is a sacred intersection, and very few people get to be conscious of it while it is happening. Most people only recognize these moments in hindsight. That you are here, you are awake to it, and your awareness of this moment actually accelerates it. Let me continue peeling back this message because there is more, and each layer carries its own weight. The third layer was about identity. Specifically, the message conveyed that you have been in a process of discovering who you really are, not who you were raised to be, not who others expected you to become, not who you performed as in order to belong or to survive or to keep the peace, but who you actually are beneath all of that. Conditioning and compromise. This process has been uncomfortable at times. It has required you to let go of masks you did not even know you were wearing, masks so familiar they felt like skin. It has asked you to sit with parts of yourself you had been avoiding, not dark parts, but powerful parts. Parts of you that are so capable, so luminous, so uniquely gifted that they frightened you a little, because stepping into your full identity means you can no longer hide behind the excuse of not being ready. It means owning what you carry and standing in rooms as exactly who you are without apology. The message is that this identity work has reached a tipping point. You have arrived at a version of yourself that is authentic enough to receive what is coming without distorting it, without shrinking it, without handing it away. Think of it this way. If a gift is handed to someone who does not know who they are, they might misuse it, give it away, or fail to recognize its value. But a gift handed to someone who knows exactly who they are is received fully, used wisely, and appreciated completely. You have become that person. The gift can now be trusted in your hands. There was a fourth layer to this message, and it is the one that made me pause the longest before recording. It was about something being returned to you, not something physical necessarily, although it could manifest that way. Something that was taken, something you lost, something that slipped through your fingers during a period when you did not have the strength or the awareness or the positioning to hold on to it. Maybe you blamed yourself for losing it. Maybe you spent time replaying the moment it left, wondering what you could have done differently. The message I received says to release that blame entirely. It was not lost because of your failure. It was removed temporarily because the timing of its presence in your life did not match the timing of your readiness. Now both timelines have converged. The message is that this thing, this energy, this opportunity, this part of your life that went missing, it is circling back, not as a repeat of the past, not as a second chance in the way people usually mean that phrase. It is returning in an evolved form, matching the evolved version of you. It will feel familiar and new at the same time. You will recognize its essence, but be surprised by its packaging. And when it arrives, there will be a moment, a brief suspended moment, where your heart says, I knew this would come back to me. And your mind will finally stop arguing with your heart. I want to go further into the quality of specificity I keep mentioning because I think it is the most important part of this entire message. You know how sometimes life gives you something good, but it feels generic, like it could have happened to anyone, like you just happen to be standing in the right spot? This is not that. What is arriving for you has your fingerprints on it. It responds to prayers you prayed in private. It answers questions you ask only in your journal or only in your mind late at night. It addresses the specific gap in your life that you have been navigating around, the one you adapted to so well that you almost forgot it was there. That gap is about to be filled, and the fit will be so exact that you will understand, perhaps for the first time with total certainty, that you are seen, not in a vague spiritual sense, seen specifically, known individually, cared for personally. The universe has not been ignoring your details, it has been memorizing them. Let me talk about what happens in your body when this kind of recognition arrives, because I want you to be prepared for it. There is a physical response to being deeply seen and deeply met by life. It is not what most people expect. It is not jumping up and down with excitement, at least not at first. The first response is usually tears, not sad tears, release tears. The kind that come when attention you have been holding for so long finally lets go and you realize just how much energy it was taking to hold it. You might cry in the shower, you might cry driving in your car, you might cry reading a message or hearing a song, or simply sitting in silence. Let those tears come. They are not weakness. They are your body's way of making room for the new reality that is installing itself in your life. After the tears, there is a settling, a calm that feels different from any calm you have known. It is the calm of arrival.
Thanks to Thrive Market, eating healthy is now a breeze. From low sugar lunches my kids love to protein packed meals, every product is vetted against their list of 1,000+ restricted ingredients. Now healthy living feels stress free. Join Thrive Market today.
I'll never buy meat from a grocery store again. Here's why. So Wild Pastures is where we get all of our meat now. Chicken, beef, pork, bacon, everything. And I need to show you what made us completely switch. Here's what most people don't know. 99% of chicken in grocery stores is factory farmed. And it's not just chicken. Most of the beef and pork comes from the same industrial system. Animals that never see grass, living in cramped conditions their entire lives. And those labels, free range, usually means birds still indoors with a door they never use. Grass-fed beef, often imported but labeled product of USA because it's packaged here. So we switched everything to Wild Pastures, and there are 3 big reasons this isn't even close. First, this is truly pasture-raised, all of it. Animals on open grass their entire lives eating their natural diet, not warehouse animals with technicalities. Second, it tastes noticeably better. Whether it's the chicken, the steaks, or the bacon, there's this richness you just don't get from factory farmed meat. And third, it's actually more affordable. We're paying nearly 40% less than we would elsewhere for pastured meat. Wild Pastures is family-owned with a mission to make this accessible, not to be a luxury brand. Plus, the nutrition is way better. Higher omega-3s, more vitamins, and it's from American family farmers using regenerative farming that actually heals the land. They've got 20% off for life right now, and for a limited time, you can get your first box for $99. If you care what your family eats, this is honestly a no-brainer.
The world is currently obsessed with an injection, but as a pathologist, I see $100 billion board in the conversation. We're focused on a foreign software update in the form of an injection while ignoring your body's own internal hardware. And today I'm going to show you how to wake it up and teach you a protocol I developed based on the current literature so you can naturally increase your GLP-1. I suggest you stay with me through the mechanism part to understand why this works so you can optimize it for yourself. I'm Dr. Amin Hedayat. I'm a medical doctor and assistant clinical professor, and we need to talk about why your satiety system is actually offline. But before we go deep, while I'm a physician, I'm not your personal physician. The following is for educational purposes based on peer-reviewed literature. If you are currently on GLP-1 medications or have a pre-existing condition, including a pre-existing metabolic condition, don't alter your treatment plan without consulting your primary care team. Today we're going to have a conversation that is long overdue in the world of metabolic medicine. For the last few years, the public discourse has been dominated by a single class of molecules, GLP-1 receptor agonists. We're treating the body as if it's a broken machine that requires a foreign software update rather than a sophisticated sensing organ that's simply lost its connection to its environment. Today we're not talking about the morality of weight loss medications, and this video certainly is not an anti-drug video. I want to talk about mechanistic physiology. We're going to go deep into the peer-reviewed literature, specifically journals like Cell Metabolism and the Journal of Clinical Investigation, to understand the L cells. This is the specialized endocrine cell in your gut that acts as a hormone manufacturing factory. If you understand these cells, you understand why the modern food environment has effectively placed your satiety system into a state of forced hibernation. Why does your body respond differently to an orange than it does to an IV drip of the same amount of sugar? The answer is a 60-year-old medical mystery called the incretin effect, and it proves your gut is actually a genius specialized sensing organ. The moment food touches the lining of your intestine, it sends a signal to the pancreas that says,
the Democrats are trying to take over Texas because I am advancing transformative policies the Democrats are against. Number one,
your belly fat is coming back right now, even though you already lost the weight, even though you did everything exactly right. This is not your fault at all. This is a hidden switch inside your body. Doctors rarely explain this switch to women. It flips on quietly after every weight loss. It works against you without any warning sign. Today, you finally learn how it works and how to shut it down for good. Stay until the very end for the full protocol. Stop blaming your willpower for this failure. Willpower was never the missing piece here. You followed the same plan for months. That plan worked perfectly during month 1. Then your own body quietly changed the rules. Nobody warned you rules would even change. Most women repeat one strategy forever anyway. They eat less, then push even harder. Hunger rises, energy crashes, motivation slowly disappears completely. They blame themselves instead of blaming the system. The system was designed for a different stage entirely. Applying stage 1, rules forever, guarantees eventual burnout. That single blind spot
There is loads of misinformation about what kinds of foods contain zero carbs and are suitable for a low carb or keto diet. The one golden rule to these diets is to keep carbs low. Different online sources watch out for meats that were pre-marinated or come with any sauce. Why? Because these are basically stuffed with sugar, so the meat definitely won't be zero carb. Let's take a simple example, bacon. You have to be really careful with it, because more often than not, bacon comes with added sugar that's being used as a preservative. Now, if there is less than 1 gram of sugar, there's no reason for panic mode, but some brands add more of it. So our tip is more than simple, just make sure to check the label. All right, now let's head to the second group, seafood. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, tuna, shrimp, crab, lobster, anchovies, and herring. These all contain 0 carbs. Don't forget that it's only when you buy it fresh and without any added ingredients. Seafood is also super healthy and nutritious, so including it in your menu is a must. Well, we have some extra good news for cheese lovers. Most of them have just a slight hint of carbs, but you can also find 0 carb cheese, such as Parmesan, feta, cheddar, American cheese, blue cheese, and some more that we put in the list in the comments below. Sadly, some softer cheese types, such as cottage cheese and ricotta, are slightly above this threshold. So what other animal products have 0 carbs? These are chicken eggs, roe, beef, fish or chicken bone broths, and cod liver. From this list, eggs are the most versatile keto food and are loaded with nutrients. Next up, fats and oils. Butter, ghee, beef tallow, duck or chicken fat, coconut, avocado or olive oils, and even bacon grease. These all have 0 carbs. Now, you may have noticed that we didn't mention vegetable, canola, grapeseed, soybean, or corn oils. Yes, these oils do have 0 carbs, but when the fat in these oils is refined, it becomes extremely inflammatory for the body. So avoid these oils at all costs. But what about sauces? Sauces basically depend on the brand. Some brands add sugar and other ingredients that basically scream, stay away from it. But such brands as Primal Kitchen don't add sugar to their sauces, so they will probably be less than 1 gram of total carbs per serve. Such sauces include mayonnaise, sour cream, ketchup, mustard aioli, vinegar, tartar, butter, and soy. Let's head to fruits and vegetables. It is basically impossible for any vegetable or fruit to be truly 0 carb. There are no fruits that contain less than 1 gram of total carb per serve. But some vegetables have less than 1 gram of total carbs per serving, such as bok choy, arugula, iceberg, romaine and butter lettuces, pickles, kale, Swiss chard, and celery. So that is our list of foods that contain 0 carbs. Now, we also have a short list of foods that don't contain 0 carbs, but are still extremely low and suitable for a low carb or keto diet. Let's start with fruits and vegetables. Asparagus, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, celery, cucumber, eggplant, green bell pepper, mushrooms, and zucchini. For these vegetables, you should give a green light and include it in your diet. Sadly, the fruit list isn't that long. It only includes olives and coconut flakes. But hey, we want to give a special shout out to avocados. We know that today we're counting total carbs, and avocados don't quite make the cut. But they are still a great food to include on your low carb or keto diet. Also, we have some nuts and seeds, almonds, hazelnuts, walnuts, peanuts, pecans, including peanut butter, almond butter, macadamia butter. These are all known for being high in healthy fats and plant-based protein, while being low in carbs. Also, you can snack on pumpkin, hemp, chia, and sesame seeds without any regrets, as they are really low in carbs. So that was our list of 0 carb foods and extremely low carb foods. Let me know in the comments down below if there were any foods that I missed on this list. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep exploring the Health Insider channel for all things keto, including informative videos, meal plans, recipes, and even more.
You're invited to join Phoenix Energy's next webinar, where you can drill deeper into our bond offerings. We currently offer 2 investment opportunities: a private placement bond offering for accredited investors with target annual interest rates between 9 and 13%. Also, we offer a registered bond offering open to both accredited and non-accredited investors with rates ranging from 9 to 12%. Our daily production rates have risen as high as 39,000 barrels of oil per day. We've sold more than 10 million barrels. And we're just getting started. Sign up for the Bond webinar and start your journey to Phoenix Energy today.
Here's what comes off a bowl of strawberries when you drop this device in the water. These berries are fresh from the store and already rinsed under the tap, but within 10 minutes the water changes color. What floats to the surface will change how you feed your family. My friend works in food safety testing. Last month she watched me rinse strawberries under the tap and said, "You think that's doing something?" I said, "Of course it is." She shook her head. She said, "Pesticides are designed to survive rain. They're bonded into the wax on the skin. Your tap water is hitting a chemical shield and sliding right off. And before you say organic, wait until you see what comes off those too." I told her I use vinegar sometimes. She said, "Vinegar scratches the outermost layer and leaves the rest untouched. Same with baking soda. Same with those $12 produce sprays. Same result every time. You feel better, but the pesticide stays." Then she told me something that kept me up that night. She said 90% of what we test comes back positive, organic included. The chemicals that killed the insects in the field are sitting on the strawberry in your kid's lunchbox, and your rinse does nothing about it. She pulled out something smaller than a soda can and dropped it in a bowl of water with my strawberries. She said, "This is Pure Pod. It uses the same hydroxide ion technology we use in commercial food processing. Just watch the water. Within 10 minutes, the water changes color. That greasy film floating on top was everything my rinse had missed." She said, "Those are hydroxyl radicals breaking the chemical bonds that hold pesticides onto the surface. The residues release into the water. No chemicals added, the cleaning agents form from the water itself. It reaches the waxy surface of apples, the tight clusters on grapes, the folded layers of leafy greens. Every surface at once. No measuring, no mixing, no scrubbing. You drop it in and walk away." Then she said, "Now try it on the organic ones. Same brown water, same greasy film." She said, "Organic means different pesticides, not no pesticides. Plus bacteria from every hand that touched it between the farm and your kitchen." Sarah said, "You know what kills me? Vinegar, baking soda, those $12 produce sprays. They all keep running out because they're designed to. The companies that sell them need you buying a new bottle every month. Pure Pod doesn't run out. One device, no refills, no filters. It just works. You probably rinse your produce the same way I did. You probably think it's enough, but it's not enough. And the proof is in the water. The link is below this video." Sarah told me something when I ordered my second one for my mom. She said, "Every family I show this to buys one within a week. Because once you see what's in the water, you can't feed your family without it. Right now it's up to 70% off. 90 days risk-free. Tap below to get yours today."
I didn't understand here. Instead of building new ways for machines to talk to people, enjoy. Chase is building new places for people to talk to people. Chase.
The problem with most snacks is sure they're tasty, but they're not diabetic friendly. They're loaded with added sugar and carbs that are going to spike your glucose. But what I told you, I curated a list of diabetic friendly snacks that are not only delicious, but they're body approved. And how do I know this? Well, I've been wearing this the last few weeks, testing out the food that we're going to talk about today and how they react to my glucose. So sure, everybody's body is different, but I think you're going to find the results quite interesting. Let's start with crackers and chips, and I found a new one that tastes amazing, and boy, oh boy, is it glucose friendly. It's this right here. It's called Ella's Flax. Bonus points, they're local to Florida, which is cool. It's a cracker made of nothing but nuts and seeds. Check this out. Sunflower, pumpkin, flax, chia, sesame, no oil at all. 3 flax have 5 carbs. But how do we calculate net carbs? It's carbs minus fiber. So check it out. 4 grams of fiber gives you only 1 net carb. Unbelievable. Bonus points because there's a lot of flax and chia in there. You get 7 grams of protein in there, and the fat is 14, but that's coming from healthy nuts and seeds. I was blown away. The everything tastes like a spot-on everything bagel, but it's not dry. It actually is lovely and crispy and crumbly, yes, but fantastic. More importantly, I ate a serving multiple times the last couple weeks. What did it do to my glucose? Look, absolutely nothing, which is amazing because not only did I eat it as a snack, I crumbled it on top of tuna salad for lunch too. It's very, very lovely. And this is really important for diabetics out there or people watching their glucose in general. When you have that amount of fiber in there too, high fiber foods are glucose's best friend. It's a glucose regulator. So this is great. Another option, which I talked about in older diabetic videos, if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, is flackers. I will say they're not as tasty as the Ella's, but once again, they're made with nutrient-dense flax, apple cider vinegar. You have 10 carbs. Well, 10 carbs, but there's 9 grams of fiber. So one net carb with healthy fats, absolutely great. Not as good, but still would fall in the bucket of better for you would be the OG of Mary's Gone crackers. Now this is different because this does have more complex carbs like brown rice, quinoa, then some seeds. The carbs are higher. It's 17 carbs minus 3 grams of fiber, 14 net carbs. So I would not eat as much, but if you don't have access to these kind of crackers, this would be your best option. Super tasty, super CGM friendly. Now what about chips and bars?
For a limited time, hosts can earn $500 in travel rewards when you list your 3+ bedroom property on Vrbo. That's $500 you can spend on Vrbo, Expedia, and Hotels.com. You'll also get access to better guests who stay longer and spend more. And unlock powerful tools that put you in control. Start hosting on the platform that rewards you. Visit Vrbo.com/hostbonus to get started.
Jerry hit a pole in the parking garage.
No.
But he has accident forgiveness from Allstate, so his rates
Won't go up. Too bad he can't hit his deadlines like that.
Get accident forgiveness from Allstate and your rates won't go up just because of an accident.
These are an excellent chip that essentially is carb-free. It's pork rinds. Now, this is not perfectly Bobby approved. I think it is nice, especially the baked ones, because they're not deep fried. They have 0 net carbs, and it is just a couple ingredients. They use it. This is the Costco coupon book for August, and in here are loads of deals I plan to buy today. I'll show you exactly what you want to buy, break down the ingredients, and take everything home to see if they're actually good or not. And remember, these deals are available at every Costco nationwide. This video is also sponsored by Thrive Market, but more on that later because this almost never, ever, ever goes on sale. It's my favorite turkey meat. And it's not just turkey, it's organic turkey meat by Dietz and Watson. Can we appreciate this price? Because it comes out to $5 off or $7.73 a pound. Look anywhere, any other grocery store, it's usually about $20 a pound for organic turkey breast meat with seasonings, and that's it. So organic means it's non-GMO, there's no added BS ingredients, and it tastes great. Pro tip, on the siete wraps from Costco, put some of that avocado oil mayonnaise you have fully Costco on your food line. And money, when they say this bar is the perfect bar, they're right. Food protein bar. And this bread, for that price, is maybe the best meal ever. What makes it perfect? Well, all these things are organic, yes. But there's it used to be sunflower oil, but they swapped it out last year for olive oil. So kudos to them. It's honey, milk, egg powder, rice protein, total of 17 grams of protein per bar is nuts. I do think the carbs are just a little high. It's 27 total carbs, and the sweetener honey at 13 grams per, perhaps a little high, but it's one of the few protein bars on the market that is clean. Now, people always ask me about Save City Protein Bar. Is my vouch to you that in 2027 I will come out with one. If you want to think about flavor ideas, let me know and leave a comment down below. In the meantime, it's just an amazing deal. And look at this price on sauce in a glass jar. Are you kidding me? $4 off. To get it for 10 cents is cheaper than, let's go over that. Someone remind me, what is the white linen variety? I forgot what that is. It sounds fancy, but I like the ingredients. It's tomatoes, onions, olive oil, garlic. garlic, basil, spices, and that's it. Amazing deal. I'll put it whatever you use. Buy this. Get some of that organic Italian broth or pasta. Sauce it with that. Add a little bit of the Kirkland extra virgin olive oil, the Kirkland Parmesan cheese, and you have a Costco-inspired pasta dinner. Now, carbone is a fancy name, and it's way more expensive. Look at that. There's sunflower oil in the sauce ingredients. We don't want that. We want the light linen, which sounds fancy. I just can't remember what that means. We want serious savings. This right here, creatine has been a supplement of the last couple of years. It's on sale. I forgot to put it up yet. That's what I'm going to get it early. But it's $5 off this price for Orgain micronized creatine. Why do I like this? Because, yeah, I talk about muscle support, muscle recovery, amazing for cognition and for your brain energy. I take 10 grams of this every single day. Pro tip, I actually scoop it into Flay City electrolytes in the morning. It's a great way to start the day. For guys or gals, creatine is 5G is a must. That being said, I actually don't take this one. I take a slightly higher quality one called Crea Pure, which is the purest form of creatine. I'll put the link down below that I use. But this is a solid one too. And something I take 40 to 50 grams of every day. Collagen. You supplement with collagen as we get older, 43. You'll lose the natural collagen in your body. Well, this is probably one of the cheapest prices you can get for grass-fed collagen. I don't care about the probiotics in here. And someone explained to me how the probiotics would survive going into really hot coffee. There are a couple strains of probiotics that are heat resistant, but it doesn't make sense to me. But collagen, you supplement the natural loss in your body. What does that help with, guys? Skin, hair, joints. How many of the approved parents have told me their joint pain have gone away because of supplementing with this? But it is available at Target Nation. $1 for that many fruit sticks is great because it's natural flavors. Because it's stuffed, to $20 off your first three orders. And the reason why I said that is they do have a mango variety right here that's not on sale. What I love about them is they're dairy free. There's no added ingredients and they melt so nice. And one serving.
Let's see what this says. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can drink one. No. I'm not. Cut it open. Let's see. Sparkling water. Maybe something different. learn how to count these carbs. Nobody come on my life. I don't know how long that takes to cook. I was trying to cook it real slow so it doesn't, you know, burn. But I don't know.
Worried about what ingredients are hiding in your groceries? Let us take the guesswork out. We're Thrive Market, the online grocery store with the highest quality standards in the industry. We restrict 1,000 plus ingredients, so you can trust that you'll only find the best high quality, organic, and sustainable brands, all free of the junk. With savings up to 30% off and
Hello, beautiful Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome to today's reading. Let's see what messages the cards have for you today. It's coming, a lot of money, and an unexpected call from someone you are waiting for. That is the message sitting on this table, and I am taking it apart properly. Most people hear that and go straight to the money, and they have the order wrong. The money is not the surprising half of this, and not the half that changes you. These are not two separate pieces of news that landed in the same week by accident. This is one event with two halves. One of them causes the other one. You did not find this by scrolling, and it was not handed to you at random. Something you have been quietly waiting on has come far enough forward to be read. Stay with me the whole way through because I am building none of this back. By the last word, you will have all of it, including what this quietly costs. Here's something you can check on yourself, and I want you checking it now. You picked up your phone recently and you were not looking for a message at all. You were checking whether the sound was on, and then you put it straight back down. Nobody does that, unless some part of them is waiting for something to actually ring. Your hands knew before you did, and they have been checking on your behalf for weeks. There is a moment inside that call, about 10 seconds long, that decides everything after it. I am going to tell you exactly what happens in those 10 seconds, but not yet. First, you need to understand why this arrives now, and not any of the times before. Look at what every picture here is doing, because they are all doing one thing. Every card on this table is a pair of hands, caught in the middle of deciding. Hands that are full, hands that are empty, hands raised, hands cupped, hands letting go. That is the whole spread, and it is not a coincidence, and it is not decoration. Money does not land in hands that are already full, and it never once has. Nothing lands in a hand that is carrying. It gets balanced on top and then dropped. So the question is not when, it never was when, and you need to hear that. The question is, what is still in your hand, and how fast it can go down? Which brings me to the first card, and it is the strangest one on this table, the Eight of Wands, and there is not one single person anywhere in that picture. No face, nobody holding anything, just 8 staffs streaking out of a burst of light, pink and gold all pointing the same way, every one of them already in flight. This is the only card in front of me where nothing is being decided by anybody. Everything in that card was let go of a while back, and is simply traveling. A thing in the air cannot be recalled, no matter who changes their mind about it. That is your money, and that is your call, and both left somebody's hands already. Which is why the timing is not up to you, and not up to them either. Nothing you do makes it come faster, and nothing you do stops it arriving at all. The only thing still open is what condition you are in when it lands on you. That is where the second card starts talking, And this one is talking about you, the 10 of Wands. And this is a person on a long gray road at dusk. They have bundles strapped across their back and their arms wrapped around the front. Head down, walking, hands so completely full that they could not wave at anybody. There are two dark oxen walking right beside that figure, right there, keeping pace. Two enormous animals built for exactly this, and not one bundle has been put on them. The help has been walking next to you the whole way, and you carried it yourself. Handing something over means explaining it first, and explaining takes longer than carrying. So you kept it, you got good at it, and now it is what you do. You are the one people call capable, and that word has cost you a great deal. Now put those two pictures beside each other and look at what they make together. Something is flying towards you at full speed, and your arms are completely full. You cannot take a call with your hands like that, and you cannot receive anything. Think about what you physically do when a phone rings and you are carrying too much. You put something down on the ground, and only then can you pick it up. Setting the load down is not the price of what is coming.
Whoa. Whoa.
What's that?
I just put the budgeting app in base 44.
Guys, Vienna just built an app.
Impossible. Again, code. Interesting. Hey, my friend, it's Matt, and right now, if you just give me 11 seconds, that's it, 11 seconds of your focus, you can shift your energy so powerfully that your outer world begins changing instantly. This is not an exaggeration, this is not clickbait, it's how consciousness actually works. Neville Goddard said, change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. And that change does not take years or months or even hours. It takes one moment. It takes one feeling, one decision to see yourself differently. And that is what we are going to do right now in this video. You see, every time you have a thought, you are sending out a vibration. But when a thought is charged with feeling, that becomes creation. That's right. You don't need to repeat it 100 times. You just need to believe it once with your whole body. And that takes about 11 seconds of focus. That's it. That's why Neville Goddard said the feeling is the secret, because in that short moment of total belief, 11 seconds, your subconscious accepts a new truth, and everything begins rearranging itself to match it. So here's what I want you to do with me right now. Please take a nice, big, deep breath in with me. I think we can all do that right now. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And please close your eyes with me at this time. Now with your eyes closed, I'd love for you to bring to mind something that you want to manifest. Just one thing. That could be unexpected money. That could be a message from the person you love. That could be an opportunity in your business or your job. Maybe that's just more peace or more confidence in your daily life. Whatever it is. And now imagine it as it has just happened. That's right. Imagine that it has just happened. Not that it's on its way, but it's here right now. Whatever it is you wanted, you have possession of it now. Feel that exact relief. Feel that gratitude. Feel that joy, because it's already done. Hold it right now. Hold that right now. Hold that feeling right now. It is finished. It is done. It's complete. No more wondering. No more worrying. It is
vegetables are probably done. Trying to cook this thing. I don't really know what it is. From the food pantry. It's free. Looks like it might have cheese in it or something. I don't know. Motor. Oh my. That was I have that one guy. No more cookies left to everyone. Well, considering I would have had something else not good, guess I can't complain. I thought it was cool. I missed that. It hadn't even been there.
Longer to make, but this is the most nutrient dense and the most slow to digest in your body. That's what I would get. Ooh, all these choices of oatmeal. That's actually really nice. But once again, all of that goes out the window when you get something that is flavored. Oats plus flax sounds good, but
Get renter's insurance without calling your parents for help.
I've been using this one.
Get a quote in seconds, starting at $5 a month.
bullshit. Alright.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you.
Hey, there's only a few ingredients here. Cane sugar's in there, and a serving has 10 grams of added sugar. That's 2.5 teaspoons of added sugar in your nutrient-dense oats. If you want to add a little bit of paleo sweetener like honey, or keep a low carb like stevia, you do that. So that's what I would do for oats. And I mentioned cereal. Even when you get something that technically would be healthy, like bran flakes, let's just say it was a beautiful organic whole wheat flake. There's a little fun fact: when you take a grain, a whole grain like wheat, and you turn it into these traditional flakes, they undergo a ton of processing and extruding to get it into the flakes, and they actually lose a lot of their nutrition. Whereas if you just had something whole grain like the oats, you're doing your body way, way better. And protein plus fiber equals slow digestion. Keep that in mind later on when we talk about lunch, but we got one more thing to talk about for breakfast. This is a nice welcome sign. We like to see the price of eggs per dozen going down. Do you remember like a year ago, they were like $5 or $6 a dozen for the regular eggs? Now, the egg, which somebody seems to borrow a couple from this dozen here, which is very Aldi-like, is a great source of protein. They put it right on here. There's 5 grams or 6 grams of protein in this egg. Now, I like pasture-raised eggs, but Porter seems to be a run on the bank right now because there's 0 pasture-raised eggs here. Either way, you're still going to get the same calories and the same protein. But the difference between conventional and pasture-raised eggs when it comes to nutrients for you and I is pretty big. Look at this chart here. Way more omega-3
I think
fatty
it's probably
acids,
better to
beta
recook it.
carotene, vitamin E,
Because
vitamin D.
I don't know. I think it's pork.
And the good thing is you get them pretty much
Oh, it's beef.
usually has
Alright. It is pork, so I just took a bite. It
on their private label now.
needs to be.
Mine has pasture-raised
I'm
eggs.
cooking. I didn't know if it was beef or pork. It's not.
Pasture-raised eggs. If you know what good deals, leave a comment down below. And I have to talk about it because we're in the breakfast category, and this is my breakfast today and my lunch. It's a protein smoothie. Now, it's my Flav City protein, but this, you guys, is insane. I wish you could taste it. It's cinnamon roll. It's one of my new 8 flavors. It's a cinnamon roll protein smoothie. You can find 5 of my flavors now nationwide at Target. There's a beautiful display at Target. Single serve and 10 serving bags. We have a big placement up by the registers now too. It's only $2.99 at Target, which is a great deal. They got the protein. They have the fiber. They have 5 net carbs in this flavor. It's fantastic. Also link to it. So if you want to check it out, the new flavors are absolutely amazing. But next up, I'm going to chug and we're going to move on to lunch. The key thing about lunch is we want something that's going to help us through the afternoon and keep us full.
Normally I can take this,
Very happy when it comes to our wallet, which is why I come up with a canned seafood.
Glance at it.
Specifically canned tuna and
I
canned
got
salmon.
really, they had a lot of protein at the food pantry today. I was like, I didn't hardly look at my phone. I thought it was an approval for one of these.
I had some the other day.
I don't know what they're called.
Sandwich with cheese and I grilled it. It was
Work
good.
time, one side.
It has 33 grams of protein here. Fun fact, lean proteins like tuna are nature's Ozempic. They stimulate the GLP-1 hormone in your gut to keep you fuller longer.
Wait, what is
Pro
this?
tip, if you took this and then made it next up, I'm going to chug and we're going to move on to lunch. The key thing about lunch is we
So
want
that's
something
pork.
that's going to power us through the
How
afternoon
stupid can I
and keep
be?
us full.
Well, I don't know, I couldn't read the damn label.
To our wallet, which is why I came out to the canned seafood here, specifically canned tuna and canned salmon behind me.
You can't read it, if you can't read the label, then,
Pin is
that's okay.
19 cents an ounce. This
I'm so tired, waking up at 3:30 in the morning.
I had some the other day, and
Not
I
very
made a
pleasant.
sandwich with cheese and I grilled it. It was delicious. I can has a
Just
lot.
took a bite of it, but
30 grams of protein here.
it's, I think it's a pork fillet.
Like tuna,
I really don't know.
Ozempic. They stimulate the
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna burn the damn pork. I didn't know if it was beef or, it's not chicken, it's pork. In the food pantry.
Instead of nothing but whole grain, and cheese, flour, and bacon, and milk, and then I have a ton of ingredients that come through, and these are highly processed. We want real bread. That's what I'm stuck. And my friend, we can't do the same thing with great bread. Another fantastic bread that I would water. It's one light, nothing but nutrients, whole grain. Days, sugar, powder, in a red bag. Is that right here? You can check that out too. In addition to going in my cart, I was going to talk about one of my favorite things, cottage cheese. Somehow, I didn't notice that cottage cheese has been so popular in the last couple of years. It's been harder and harder to get. My grandma
It's done to me.
Once again, I would prefer organic, but those are a little more expensive. You're still getting good quality protein, but it really is about the best bang for your buck. So I would probably go for thighs. Oh, just in time. I didn't even plan it for this video. Don't you love when you see the price drop sign on ground beef? It was $6.49 a pound. Now it's $6.29 a pound. Now I pose a simple question to you. What's the difference between this grass-fed beef that's $6.29 a pound? It's $85.15. And this is $85.15 for $5.39. It is 90 cents more expensive, but just like we talked about earlier, the nutritionals are going to be higher in grass-fed beef compared to grain-fed. You're still getting the same amount of fat and calories, but when you talk about omega-3s, vitamins, CLA, stuff like that, as you can see, it's going to be higher in grass-fed beef. Now, that being said, I would not pay the extra dollar for lean. This is $93.7. This is $85.15. Leaner beef means, yes, a little more protein. So a serving will have 22. A serving of this has 21 grams, 1 gram less, and I'm paying an extra dollar compared to this. Homie don't play that game. Homie does need some carbs to go with beef. If we're talking rice, well, this is really interesting because the price of white rice here versus brown rice is the same. The only difference is nutrition. I've talked about this in the past, but brown rice is more nutrient dense for you and I than white rice. White used to be brown, but they strip away the outer fiber and all. So all you have is a simple carb. At least when you're getting the brown, you're getting the extra fiber. And heck, it's going to be the same price. Why not get the one that has extra nutrition? We go right behind it. I love beans. Why? Because beans are delicious. Whether you get kidneys, 16 bean soup, or how about this? Because I really like lentils. I'm a big fan of lentils. Whether they're green, red, yellow lentils, it doesn't matter. The thing is, they're so nutrient dense, it's crazy. So this is a serving of raw lentils here. 11 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber. It's a great source of protein if you're plant-based, but the fiber in there too is going to satiate your hunger a long time. So you mix some of this, pair it with some of that chicken or that beef, and you're good to go. And the reason why I just walked backwards was to come to the frozen vegetables side. If you're going to eat your vegetables, which you should, there's a big difference in price between fresh vegetables and frozen. Look at these prices: $1.69 for mixed vegetables, $1.59, $1.95 for organic broccoli. All this stuff is picked at peak freshness and then frozen. I like to buy vegetables that freeze well and don't get super soggy. So things like broccoli and cauliflower and green beans are very nice for that. So that is it for my ultimate guide to shopping healthy and budget in 2026. Obviously, I'm doing it at Aldi, but leave comments down below to your favorite budget stores and what.
Want to stop worrying about what ingredients are actually in your food? That's our job. We're Thrive Market, the online grocery store with the highest quality standards in the industry. So you can stop worrying about what your kids get there.
If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, breakfast is the most important meal to get right. I'm going to show you how to build a breakfast that keeps your glucose steady, keeps you fuller for longer, and actually tastes good. Let's start with something like yogurt, which is a diabetic's best friend. But let me ask you a question here. Do you think there's much of a difference between whole milk yogurt and plain non-fat yogurt? There actually is, because whole milk yogurt has 9 grams of carbs per serving. And the same serving size of non-fat milk has 11 grams of carbs. That's over 20% more carbs. Why? Because when you get rid of the fat for non-fat, you have to replace it with something, and they replace it with more lactose in the dairy, and lactose has natural sugar. Always go whole fat, because also in the whole fat, what lives there, my friends? Healthy fats like omega-3 fatty acids. But if you're diabetic, forget about non-strained yogurt, get strained. Strained in the form of Greek style or skyr yogurt. All of a sudden, the carbs come down to 7 there, and the natural sugars are a scant 5. Because when you strain the yogurt, you get rid of more lactose. And you know what you get a lot more of? Protein. 16 grams of protein per serving is way more than the non-strained one. That brings us to pro tip number 1. Protein-rich foods are going to be your best friend, because protein helps regulate the release of glucose into your bloodstream. We also, by the way, get 6 grams of healthy fat in there, which I love because it has those omega-3 fatty acids. But a lot of this goes out the window when we make the mistake of getting flavored yogurt. You probably don't even think vanilla bean would be sweetened because it looks so innocuous there, right? Well, correct me if I'm wrong, there's cane sugar in the list there. And there is a whopping 9 grams of added cane sugar per serving. So yeah, we're still getting the protein, we're getting the fat, but 9 grams of sugar is over 2 teaspoons, which to me is just too much when you want a meal in the morning that doesn't spike your glucose. Cottage cheese was popular back in the day when my grandma was putting it in her cantaloupe in the middle. So grandma was way ahead of the game here. It's gotten so popular, maybe because of protein goals the last couple of years. But once again, there's a big difference between whole milk cottage cheese and low fat. They're both relatively low carb, but 2 grams of carbs for the whole milk and 4 grams for the low fat. That's 100% more carbs, because once again, when you remove the fat, you have to make place for something like lactose here. But the reason why I like cottage cheese is, look at this. It's 14 grams of protein per serving. So once again, we get that glucose regulation, but 7 grams of healthy fat. Don't be afraid of the fat. I'm a child of the 80s. Remember when they lied to us all throughout the 80s? Fat is bad, eat margarine. They were wrong. And they're wrong too, because pro tip number 2, fat, healthy fat, plus protein does what? It makes you satiated. Satiety is really important in general, which is why you want the healthy fat plus the protein. So yogurt, plain Greek whole milk, and whole milk cottage cheese is the way to go. But I'd be remiss if I didn't show you something that I bring with me every time I come to the stores to make videos. It's a protein shake. So this is my Flav City brownie batter protein. It sounds simple, right? God, it's so good. It's not. In this one single serve, my friends, is only 5 net carbs, 3 grams of fiber, and 0 grams of added sugar. Hey, by the way, nationwide at Target, you can find 5 flavors of my protein single serves in big bags, only $3 a sachet. Huge Target launch the last few months. High five, thanks to you. You can also grab them on my website. I'll tag it right here because we just came out with a bunch of new flavors like mint chocolate, cookies and cream, cinnamon roll. They're all delicious. So for breakfast, yogurt and cottage cheese is a must. But next up, we're going to talk about something we all love, bread. Bread is not off limits for breakfast, but the type of bread really matters, and I'll show you a couple low-carb options in a second. But when I say the type of bread matters, well, this isn't organic sourdough. Sourdough's all the rage lately.
Well,
Sourdough's missing a really key ingredient or component.
You know how much he's making
Fiber
that?
zero here, which is really important when it comes to bread. There's 23 grams of total carbs. So when I'm looking for a regular bread, right, not gluten-free, a real gluten-based bread, I'm looking for multi-grain high fiber. This is one of my favorites, and I'll show you the best at the grocery store. This is from Aldi. I brought it in contraband to another grocery store. It's a 7-grain sprouted organic bread. Because it's multi-grain, look at that. It went from 0 grams of fiber to 3 grams of fiber. Where does that come from? It comes from the sprouted wheat and the sprouted oat, the sprouted rye, the sprouted barley, and 16 carbs minus 3 grams of fiber. 3 net carbs is not, 13 net carbs is not bad at all. Fiber is really important because it's the Warren G of your body. It's the regulator. Fiber-rich foods slow the absorption of glucose in your body. So when you get a bread that has no fiber, there's no regulation. If you get high fiber, you get regulation. Hello. 4 grams of fiber in this one. 16 or 18 total carbs, so 14 net carbs, because it's loaded with nutrient-dense organic nuts and seeds. We look up here, this is a really good one here. It's Silver Hills sprouted bread. My friends, 5 grams of fiber, because it's nothing but sprouted wheat. 5 grams of fiber, and need my Amazon readers for this one. 19 total carbs, so 14 net carbs for this is a really nice option because you're all getting that fiber-rich food that slow the absorption of glucose in your body. Now, we have to be careful with low-carb keto bread. A lot of it is junk. It has seed oils, it has filler ingredients. This one is close to Bobby approved. It's hero bread made with olive oil. Check it out. It has 12 grams of fiber per slice and 13 carbs. So 1 net carb. How are they doing that? Because the main ingredient is resistant wheat starch, which is undigestible in your intestine. Now look at this, it's got olive oil. The ingredients are really nice. I email the companies. My only qualm with this bread is that the wheat they're using is not organic or glyphosate free. That being said, it's still a solid option. One of my favorite things that I always have at home is found in the freezer aisle. It's keto sourdough bread. This is a great ingredient in this. It's made of non-GMO eggs, almond flour, psyllium husk, little bit of coconut oil, and sauerkraut pieces in there. It has 3 grams of fiber in here and only 5 net carbs per slice. It's a little more on the expensive side, so I tend to buy it when it's on sale. But whether you're going keto bread or you want real bread like my contraband here from Aldi that I'll take home with me, you have to get multi-grain, high fiber bread. Then net carbs only come out to what, 13, 14 per slice, and that's going to lower the glycemic shock when it comes to bread, which like Oprah, if you love bread, you can have it on a diabetic-friendly diet. Next up, we'll talk about something to smear on our bread, like jams and jellies, is where sugar can sneak in really high, really fast. I always talk about how farmer stand looking this preserve is here, but my friends, a serving is 1 tablespoon of this, and it has 12 grams of added cane sugar. Let's think about this for a second, because 12 grams is 3 teaspoons. 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon. So a tablespoon serving of this has a tablespoon of added sugar. That's crazy. If you put that on the bread we just talked about, you kind of negated the whole purpose in the first place. Even when you get something like organic fruit jam, which is nice because certain berries are on the dirty dozen list. I see cane sugar as the second ingredient. I see 9 grams of added sugar. 9 grams is just over 2 teaspoons. Luckily, I've got a few really solid options for you. This is a cool one out of France. It's Saint Dalfour. Unlike the ones we just talked about, look at the ingredients here. There's no added sugar. They sweeten it with fruit juice concentrate. Now, it's still 7 grams of added sugar, which to me is a touch high, but at least it's coming from fruit juice concentrate. We'll take that elevator down to the basement here, because if you're looking for a better option, I love this one. It's Crofters. You got to get the one that's just the fruit spread, because once again, the only sweetener there is fruit juice concentrate, and now we're talking it's only 5 grams of added sugar. I love this one. Ooh, it's on sale. I'm gonna buy one today also. And then Bio Nature from Italy also. Once again, fruit juice sweetened with the same amount, 5 grams. So that's a big difference, my friend. 5 grams here, 12 grams here. Fruit juice concentrate, cane sugar. Big, big differences. I will show you something that I pulled out of my back pocket that I got from Walmart. This is a Bobby approved keto jam. It's good raspberry jam. 0 grams of added sugar, and the net carbs on this are 1.
These 100% grass-fed beef sticks from Paleo Valley are 30 sticks for just $36 right now. But before you go and buy them, here are 5 reasons I replaced processed snacks with these. Number 1, being
because they use a little bit of erythritol as the sweetener along with real fruit and no BS ingredients. You can pick this one up at Walmart. Now, it's a little bit easier when you talk about nut butters. You probably know to stay away from stuff like Jif and Peter Pan. They have horrible ingredients. But even like premium nut butters here, look at this. This is organic nut butter. Oh, cane sugar. Yeah, it's 1 gram, but it adds up. And almost all peanut butters have it. It's palm oil. It's not a diabetic ingredient per se, but palm oil is a highly processed inflammatory oil. And I'll give you a pro tip here. Anytime you see the word spread on a peanut butter there, spread is going to have palm oil. So just go for plain unflavored peanut butter. You can get it anywhere. You avoid the palm oil, you avoid the sugar, you put it on the good jam, you put it on your toast we talked about before. Happy days. Also, let's talk about the sponsor of this video. We're talking about breakfast items. It's Birch Living who make the organic birch mattress. The type of oat you choose matters. See right here where it says quick cooking oats? No. It only takes 3 minutes to cook. Why? Quick cooking means it's parboiled. When you parboil it and make stamped or pressed into a rolled oat, it still is a nutrient powerhouse. 4 grams of fiber and 6 grams of protein per serving, but because it is that whole steel cut, more slowly digestible. We keep saying in this video, fiber-rich foods are the regulators of glucose in your body. Fun fact though, they put it here and I didn't even plan this. If you want to make it even more diabetic friendly, put some chia seeds in your breakfast bowl. Why? Whoa! 11 grams of fiber per serving, 6 grams of protein. This is what it goes down the tubes when you carb cereals. Everyone loves a Magic Spoon because this is like a, I don't know, Fruity Pebbles version that's low carb. And yeah, listen, it is low carb and everything. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, yeah, it's got a lot. Over 77% of y'all who watch the video aren't subscribed. The number's going down because you're hitting subscribe. Are 33. 56 grams of total sugar. 0 added. Greens. And it has 49 grams. See how hard this is? You have to pick one that is just low sugar. Yes, this is the one I was getting. Yes, thank you. Nope, this is not one. This is the one. The red. Here. I don't know the red one. No, it's. See how confusing the red one? Raspberry lemon. Ah, raspberry lemon. Look at this. 2 grams of total sugar. There should be a green, super green one here. Hold on.
I remember that.
Apple. They're probably out of that. Talk about it too much. Hold on. Super fruit greens. Here we go. Here's what we're doing. Greens and ginger. Too many hipster drinks here. 16 grams of sugar. Actually, I was looking for one that's more than 8. So the moral of the story is, even if I get confused, it shows you how confusing it can be. Go for low natural sugar juices. Now, if you like to have a cup of milk in the morning, or if you like to use it for oats or whatever, there's a big difference between traditional milk and ultra filtered milk, which is very hard to find right now. Traditional milk, Bobby approved, organic, everything. A 1 cup serving has 8 grams of protein, but 12 grams of carbs, and 11 grams of natural sugar. Ultra filtered milk has 14 grams of protein, almost double, 6 grams of carbs, 50% less, and 6 grams of natural sugar, 50% less. What is going on?
Struggling to build your sales pipeline? Finding the best prospects feels impossible? Meet Katie, your AI SDR agent. Katie uses 50 plus data sources and buying
Costco has new and exciting products that just landed in the warehouse this month, and I'm going to show you them all. We'll break down the ingredients, of course, show you those low Costco prices, and see if they're worth buying or not. This video is also sponsored by Thrive Market, but more on that later, because the first ever Bobby approved soda is at Costco. High five. This is new. This is Spindrift soda. Now you might be wondering, Bobby, what's the difference between this and the regular Spindrift? On screen right now, the amount of fruit. Regular Spindrift is like a hint of fruit. This is a lot of fruit, which is why they call it soda. Shirley Temple Lemon Lime Concord Grape. Look at the color of the Concord grape. It is serious grape soda vibes, and they do it right. They do it with water and real Concord grapes. The Shirley Temple, how cool is that? The color of the soda is lovely, and they do it with pomegranate juice, cherries, lemon, and more. Now, the big difference between this and the popular Olipop right next to me is just one ingredient, and they all use it. See? Natural flavoring. We all know that's the biggest lie in the grocery store. So for Spindrift to get 18 for $19.79 in the heart of the summer, the first Bobby approved soda, that's a win. Raise your hand if you're an overnight oats fan. Well, you've probably seen Mush here before, but have you seen Mush protein overnight oats? Great deal, my friends. They have 12 of these for $15. What I like about these, they're real deal Bobby approved ingredients. Check it out. French vanilla sounds lovely. Almond milk in water, no gums or emulsifiers. Their oats are certified glyphosate free. They're using real vanilla and non-GMO milk protein isolate. In addition to the whopping 5 grams of fiber, you're getting 15 grams of protein and 7 grams of healthy fat. Remember, fat plus protein satiates your hunger. Even the apple pie one uses real apples and no natural flavors. You can obviously make overnight oats at home, but as we transition come back to school season, to get it for that price is great. Now, what the heck is above this? What is egg-based yogurt? This is crazy. Oh my God, literally is eggs with a lot of cane sugar and other stuff. I don't know about that, but this I can get behind. Just in time for back to school season, a new 7 Sundays cereal snackies. They're little snack packs, which by the way, Rose absolutely loves. 20 of them for 15 and change. We have a Bobby approved Fruit Loops and a Bobby approved Maple Cinnamon Cheerios, but they're done right. Check it out. The Fruit Loops are made with upcycled oat protein. The oats are certified glyphosate free. We love to see that. Upcycled non-GMO corn to make it crispy. Sweetened with maple syrup. Coconut oil as the fat, with real strawberries and chias and apples. Unbelievable. And you're only talking about 3 grams of added paleo sweetener per. As a great snack or to put in your lunchbox is a no-brainer. Full disclosure, I'm a very small investor in this company. I love what they do, and I love those prices. I have not seen matcha green tea at Costco in years. It's back, and it's the Kirkland brand organic matcha. This could be the best deal ever. It's 225 servings for $24, and this is good matcha. Look, it's organic matcha from Japanese farms. What's the benefit of matcha? It's the whole tea leaf ground into a powder, so it's way higher in antioxidants than regular green tea, but the flavor is a little polarizing. Comment down below, love or dislike matcha? I'm kind of on the fence. It's very grassy, but it is nice to make it with some like almond milk, a touch of maple syrup over ice in the summer. If you're a green tea fan, celebrate. It's back here at Costco, and you cannot beat that price. It's actually amazing how much frozen fruit they have at Costco and really high quality ones. And this is a new blend to make smoothies. It's organic, tropical dragon fruit blend. Makes me think of Game of Thrones. Where are my dragons? And this is nice. Guys, look at that. It's 48 ounces, which is 3 pounds of fruit for under $12. And it's nothing but organic dragon fruit, mangoes, strawberries, banana, organic kale, and spinach, and kiwi. Because we have high quality fruits, we're also getting 4 grams of fiber, and I like to keep in mind the amount of natural sugar in there. One serving has about 19, just slightly on the higher side, but not too bad, because this makes really convenient smoothies. You drop this into a blender, some milk of choice, and it's a little bit of City protein. We have a delicious smoothie, and once again, with all of the fruit options here, I really like it because they pick that fruit in the peak ripeness and then freeze it. Before you roll on to the sponsor, which is Thrive Market. Below gets you $20 off your first 3 orders and a free.
Tired. 3:30 in the morning. I don't like it though. It's good tonight. I'm on Advil. I'm getting Advil PM somehow. God willing, I'm getting Advil PM. Yeah. I hope it works.
How do you feel about the cheese? I'm usually not the biggest fan of the flavor profile, but
I don't like the nightmares. They kind of go away.
White meat-filled skim cheese. It's the same guys who make that fermented sauerkraut on the corner. And this one tastes completely different than normal. It's cabbage with pears, daikon radishes, carrots, bell peppers, ginger, green onion, garlic. There's no like fish taste or shrimp taste or any spice in there. I think to me it's a lot of big actually. It's fresh, slightly sweet from the pears, and because it's fermented, look, probiotic. This is like gut-friendly food that fosters the living bacteria in your gut. 30 ounces for $7.49. Now we say it, but fermented foods are a must. Plain yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi. This one is never ever seen edamame fettuccine pasta. I know this brand because they normally make the crunchy edamame beans, which are Bobby approved. Well, this is just one ingredient pasta. Organic edamames here. Crazy. You get 4 packets for $11. I'm going to take this home and make it as soon as I'm done with the video, and I'll leave a comment to let you know my honest opinion. Because it's edamame, which is high protein, high fiber, look at these macros. Net carbs are calculated by subtracting 20 carbs from 11 grams of fiber, 9 net carbs, and 25 grams of protein. But how does it taste when I boil it and simply sauce it with a little bit of olive oil, Parmesan cheese? We'll see, and I'll leave a comment down below. It's always funny when people put stuff back in random places. The mini Nutella-filled beignets are by a Bobby-approved new item here called Once Upon a Farm Tractor Wheels. By the way, everything they make is Bobby-approved, and this is new. They're little wheels that I got recently at another store. It's made with organic oats, dates, prebiotic fiber, sweet potatoes, greens powder, wheatgrass. Really nice because 0 grams of added sugar, 3 grams of fiber, and a scant 1 gram of protein. You get 20 of these for $13.59. It kind of invokes Fig Newton vibes, just a touch drier. That being said, it still is very, very solid, and maybe your kids might like it. I'm taking this soft serve ice cream maker home to see if it really is ready in as little as 30 minutes. But it's cool. Look, you've got a place to put chocolate chips to melt it. It's got a holder there for sprinkles or crumbled up cookies. It's on sale also for $50. So I'm going to shake up a Flav City protein ice cream base, which is half and half, and protein of choice. Pour it in here, and we'll see what it comes out on. And of course, we'll put the comments down below to see if it's worth it or not, because if it's not, I'm going to return. How do we feel about blue cheese? It's one of those cheeses I think you either love or you hate it, because it's stinky. It's got a lot of flavor. This is a new one. It's Jasper Hill grass-fed blue cheese, and it's 23 and change a pound, but it's very high quality. So the wedge I have in my hand is 16 and a change. Sometimes I like to snack on it. Sometimes I'll just make a blue cheese dressing. Either way, it's going in my cart. So that is it for the new 10 items at Costco here late in July. Write down your list. Come on down to the warehouse. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work. Want to be a part of it? Listen up.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, and I'm the CEO of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us at our next webinar where you can drill deeper into our bond offering. We currently offer two investment opportunities: a private placement bond offering for accredited investors with target annual interest rates between 9 and 13%. Also, we offer a registered bond offering open to both accredited and non-accredited investors with rates ranging from 9 to 12%. Our daily production rates have risen as high as 39,000 barrels of oil per day. We've sold more than 10 million barrels, and we're just getting started. Sign up for the webinar and start your journey with Phoenix Energy today.
Operating at that 60 to
You'll never procrastinate again once you understand this. Because psychologists have recently discovered that the real reason why you procrastinate is not due to laziness or lack of motivation or poor time management. It's all due to this, what I'm about to share with you. So picture this right now. In the present moment, what you do right now, is that determining your next moment, your tomorrow? Yes or no? You bet. But have you ever noticed when you're trying to create that future you really want, and striving for that goal or starting that new project, all of a sudden in the present moment, you begin to feel fear, you begin to feel anxiety or stress, or really uncomfortable emotions, or even imposter syndrome. And this is why you begin to procrastinate, yes or no? And the reason why this happens is because every neuroscientist will tell you that the primary function of your brain as a human being is not designed to make you successful. It's designed to help you to survive. Meaning your mind in the present moment is looking back at the past to determine what it should actually do in the present moment. So all of those failures you've gone through in your life, you know those setbacks you've gone through, you know those traumas you've gone through, it's having a huge impact on the present moment, and this is why you're feeling the emotions that you're feeling when you're trying to strive for that new future. Is this making sense? To make things worse, the more you repeat any form of behavior, the more it solidifies an identity associated with that behavior. Is this making sense? So before long, you'll find yourself reliving every single day. Life will feel like a groundhog day, and nothing will be changing your life because you aren't changing who you are right now. So what's the solution? You've got to free yourself.
The foods you're eating every single day are secretly ruining your health. And the worst part is, you have no idea. From wild caught salmon that's shipped halfway around the world to be processed in China, to olive oil that's cut with inflammatory seed oils, I will show you exactly the foods you want. Tell you why, give you the better for you swaps that you can feel better about eating. This video is also sponsored.
The Democrats are trying to take over Texas because I am advancing transformative policies the Democrats are against. Number one is to slash your property taxes, whereas the Democrats, they want to increase your taxes. We passed a constitutional ban on an income tax. Democrats voted against that. I signed a law saying no boys and girls sports. I get up every single day to go to work to make sure that Democrats' socialist policies will never take root in the state of Texas.
With base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website. Page after page. Ready for business.
Just 10 minutes away from the Jersey Shore is the small suburban town of Oakhurst, home to the family-run Mike and Nellie's. Opened in 1996, the restaurant was the lifelong dream of two men, Nellie Farber and his son Mike.
I wanted to name it Nellie Mike's, but he said, no, it's Mike and Nellie's, you're the man. Because he's that kind of guy. Everybody loved my father.
Everybody would come in to talk to Nellie. He knew everybody's name, made everybody feel special. He was the front of the house. My dad was the back, Nellie's the front.
We were a very good team. He brought in the people, and I kept him here.
Everything was going great until Nellie passed away.
When my grandpa and Nellie died, we didn't really know what to do anymore. It felt weird to be here. Like, it's not really Mike and Nellie's without Nellie. Now it's just kind of Mike and nothing.
When he left this earth, I had to take over doing everything that he did. Ice cream delivered, plus what I do, and I just become overwhelmed.
Slow the shit down.
It's pretty bad.
Since my grandpa died, the restaurant's been neglected.
Hi, is there anything that I can help you with?
Yeah,
Oh, you. Okay.
Restaurant is grimy. The carpet is a mess. It's nasty, crusty, moldy.
It's tragic to look around.
I think they need to redo this place.
people, they don't come here for atmosphere. They come here for food. And the food here, I believe, is great.
How's everything with your dinner? Anything you want to share with me?
Mike's food, it's really not up to standard.
Mike, do me a favor, will you push 22, please?
I got it. When I first started, Mike would never just dump the food out into the plate. Now it's like, it doesn't matter. But yet at the same time, he thinks that this food is great.
They don't like it. What's the fucking reason? It just says it has no taste. Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, I've been making French cheese for 35 years.
Believe this shit?
The biggest problem at Mike and Ellie's isn't the decor. Honestly, the big problem is Mike.
Everybody go out.
All right, I got it.
He feels that he comes in, he has to take care of everything.
Did I call for a veal capri?
I got it.
Give it to me, right? This is my job.
He doesn't let other people take more responsibility. It's just becoming too much for him.
I'll get my drink.
Since Uncle Nelson's passing, Mike does drink quite a bit.
Hey, put a beer in the freezer, a couple beers in there, and these are hot.
There are some nights where he's just completely hammered.
Where's the two flounders? I don't know where anything is today.
It starts to affect the food, and he starts to miss things on the tickets.
I don't even know how many fillets I got. You know what I'm doing, man.
My dad is my hero, and it's very difficult to know that my hero is struggling and like gasping for air, you know.
I really wish I was able to ignore the fact that this is my dad's life. I really, really hope that Chef Ramsay can help.
Before Chef Ramsay arrives at Mike and Nellie's, there's a young woman anxious to fill him in on the issues of the restaurant. Mike's oldest daughter, Samantha.
Thanks for helping us.
Nothing wrong.
Hi.
Good to see you. Thanks for picking me up.
I'm excited for you to be here.
Well, I'm excited to be here, first of all. How have you been?
I'm great.
Yeah?
Yeah, just really need help right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot of problems with the restaurant.
What's the one thing that you think is wrong with it?
Ever since my grandpa died and my dad, he hasn't been able to move forward.
Okay. How close were they?
They worked together for 18 years. My grandpa, he was in front of the house. He would host. People would come to Mike and Ellie's only to see him. He was a great guy. He was very funny.
And how's that changed in the last couple of years?
He's very overwhelmed and stressed. But he likes to do everything by himself.
They just can't delegate.
Right, definitely a control freak. He's the boss, you know, everywhere in his life he's the boss. So it'll be very interesting when you have stuff to say to him.
Wow.
I hope Chef Ramsay can get through to my dad. He needs the help, he needs the change. It's crucial for the restaurant to survive and be successful for my family. I mean, that's my whole life.